प्रजापतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। ॐ वृषभं च शनीनां विश्वरूपमदाभ्यं बृहस्पतिं वरेण्यम् ॐ तद्विष्णोः परमं पदं सदा पश्यन्ति सूरयः दिवीवचक्षुरा ततम् ॐ श्रीं ह्रीं महालक्ष्म्यै नमः। ॐ श्रीं ह्रीं ज्योतिर्ब्राह्माय नमः। Can everybody say after me? Pray Ramakrishna 3 times. ॐ हरे रामकृष्ण हरे रामकृष्ण हरे रामकृष्ण। పూర్వఫల్గుల్లో ఉన్నావా? నక్షత్ర సూక్తం, నక్షత్ర మంత్ర we finished up to Magha. So okay, first mantra is for Purvafalguni, for Aryaman as the lord of the Purvafalguni nakshatra. Om Gavam Patis Phalguninamasitvam Tadaryaman Varunamitracharu Samtva Vayam Sanitaram Saninam Jiva Jivantamupasam Vishema Yenema Vishka Bhuvanani Sanjita Yasya Deva Anusamyanti Cheta Aryama Rajajarastu Visman Phalguninam Rushabhororaviti. Next, this is for Purvafalguni nakshatra, basically Aryaman as the lord of the Purvafalguni nakshatra. The next mantra is for, I think, Bhaga. Who is for? Yeah, I think Bhaga. Bhaga as the lord of the Uttarafalguni nakshatra. That is the next mantra. Shrestho devanam bhagavo bhagati tattva viduh phalguni tasya vittat atmabhyam kshatramajaram suviryam gomadashravatapasannu deha bhagoha data bhagayitra data bhago devi phalguni ravivecha bhagasyetam prasavam gamema Yatra devai sapamadam madema. Hopefully so far we have covered at least one important nakshatra for you. Eventually we will cover all the nakshatras. Okay. What I want to do today is, actually, before I proceed, before I started recording, before the class, Seshu brought up an important point. He said that people, when they feel like coming, they come. When they don't feel like coming, they don't come. And the class is very casual. There is no goal orientation. There's nothing that you are working for. If something comes, something comes. Something doesn't come, something doesn't come. So he said, if we are more focused and if there is some goal-orientedness, like some exams or something, it will be, he said, at least he could basically do a better job in learning. So, what we will do is, for a little more time, in any case, during February I'll be away. I'm going to India from February 10th till March 10th. So, after I come back, we will start what Seshu said. Basically, we will try to follow a syllabus rather than casually. So far, whatever I've been doing is what basically works for me. My focus has been on practically making predictions. So what I'm comfortable with, what I use normally to make predictions, I have taught you. But the thing is, if you have to take an exam, like you have to go for the BA program for example, of Kavikuraguru Kalidas Sanskrit University, there are certain things that you are expected to know. Maybe those things are useful or not, God knows, but still you are expected to know certain things in order to pass the degree. So, what we will do is, we will have that syllabus, the BA syllabus of that university program as our guideline. We try to follow that syllabus from after I come back from India. So that if any of you want to take the exam, not in 2006 but probably in 2007, if you want to take the exam, basically you will be ready. So we will try to do that. And for those of you who are not taking the exam, we will have some exams here. Every quarter we can have some exam conducted here. So you will not get any degree because of that exam. But Seshu was saying honorary degree. Just kidding, but we will try to follow some syllabus and have more structure after I come back from India.
Last class,
Yeah.
you have started deep driving.
Yeah. We'll continue to do
Don't
it.
think that will lead to that kind of a thing, unless other than getting a paper.
There are actually two aspects here. One is to make you good astrologers. Second thing is, those of you who want to get a degree, have some formal learning. See, if you look at any classic, or if you look at even the BA course syllabus, there are things that are basically useless. But they have been given, so if you learn them, hopefully they will be useful to somebody later. You are just supposed to learn. So, basically there are two aspects. There is some intersection, but they are not the same. They are two different things. One is being a good practical astrologer and making predictions. That's point number one. Point number two is having some, for those of you who want to get a degree, basically getting a degree. So those are two different things. There is some intersection between the two. And what we've been doing is focusing on the former. If we also focus on the latter, basically there will be some motivation for people to come to every class, or if they miss a class, they are forced to basically look into the class, and then if there is a homework, they are forced to take it. And those of you who want to take the BA exam, basically you will be prepared for taking the BA exam, whether you want or not. So that's the thing. So we will not make it very strict like a classroom, so if that is your concern.
Not that, no.
I understand your
I
point.
like the approach of being open kind of a thing,
Yeah.
rather than putting it like a periphery to or a limit to.
Still, even though periphery will be there, it will be there. It will be a little loose. It will not be a strict periphery. That syllabus will be a guideline for us. We will not have to. It's not like there is a book you have to read from this paragraph to this paragraph. It's not like that anyway. Anyway, it is open. The only thing is there will be some more structure compared to what we have so far. So there will be some more structure. We will try to do that. At the same time, we will not compromise on being open and also discussing what works and what doesn't work, and discussing practical examples. So we will try to balance the two, the two that I mentioned where there is an intersection. So what we will do today is one more example. In the last class, you guys looked at a practical example, but the thing is that is a future prediction. You should do future predictions also, but you learn, you can test yourself and also you can learn when you look at the past. If somebody comes to you, especially now I don't have much time, so I don't do that. I just go to future. But when I was learning, I used to spend a lot of time on the past. The person doesn't care. As far as he or she is concerned, it's over. They want to know future predictions. But I spend a lot of time on past. This happened like this. I ask them. Sometimes the answer is yes, sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes the answer is yes and also they are amazed. How can you find out things like this? The advantage of that is, when you are right, it gives you confidence. And when you are wrong, it shows you your weakness. Either way, it is good. If there is a weakness in your logic, you better find out. And if your logic is good, you better feel good and learn better. So always when somebody comes to you, spend a little time looking at the past. I mean, they will give you some events for rectification. You will use those events for rectifying. But in addition, if something strikes out, if you are looking at the dasha, if something strikes out about a particular year, you go to the annual chart of that year. If your suspicion is confirmed, you can say, how was this year? Did this happen? Did that happen? That way, you can basically confirm your learning quick. Whereas if you make a prediction, maybe after 3 months or after 1 year, the person will come back and tell you, oh, this happened the way you said, or it did not happen the way you said. Sometimes they may not even care to update you on what happened. So you don't really have a feedback. Even if you have a feedback control, it's very prolonged. So always look at the past. So what I will do is, I will give an example where I know what happened, and let's assume that I am this person. Actually I am not, but let's assume that I am this person. Last class I saved it, I think I did not. Okay. I change, copy a file and change the name. The date is basically the old date. That's right. Is the right start? Okay. I'll give you a test. I am a hypothetical person with this chart who came to you for consultation. All of you are together giving a consultation. Okay. The data is 1975, February 7, 12:13 a.m. That is basically February 6 just ended and 7th just started 12 minutes back. February 7, 1975, 12:13 a.m. basically around midnight. Indian Standard Time, that is 5 hours 30 minutes east of GMT. The place is Guntur, India, 80 degrees 27 minutes east, 16 degrees 18 minutes north. I don't think there is anybody here who knows this person, but in case you happen to recognize this chart, then please keep quiet for the rest of the class. And if you don't know this person, please don't pretend that you know this person and keep quiet. Then please think. The Lagna is 21 degrees 19 minutes Libra, and Moon is at 4 degrees 57 minutes Sagittarius. Okay. So, let us say this person came to you in, let's say, this person, let us say, came to you in 98 and asked you, how will be my career? What will you tell? He came to you in early 98. It's a male chart. Does your analysis change based on it? As far as career is concerned? Okay. But it's a male chart. Do you want to know how tall he is?
No.
It doesn't matter, okay. Okay. Pardon me?
We want to know the
He came to you in the beginning of 98. And suppose we do time travel. We go into a time machine and we are all transported to 1998 January. So I am this person. I come to you and ask you, how is my career? Let's assume that this is expect. Or actually, you know what? Yeah, actually, I don't want to give you too many events and again it will be a repetition class. So let's assume that time is very accurate. In Rashi. Yeah. In the Dashamsha it may be different, right? 1.5 minutes back it will change. But let's assume that this is right. If this is right, basically, you assume that this data is right. Otherwise, you would have spent more time to rectified it. But let's say this is right. Okay, you want to go to 98 or 97? Okay. General career, basically during the, even though he wants his career, he is at the beginning of his career. If you see, he was born in 75, so he was 23 years old. And he was doing masters here in this country at that time. He came to this country in 96. 96 August he came here. And he was at that time basically he was looking for a job. He was doing some co-op in and he was looking for a full-time job. And his MS was coming to an end. So he was wondering, is my career good or will I have to go back to India or something? Funny? Okay, what field is possible? What field is, I mean, he is just doing masters. So he could change his career. So what would you advise him? What career would be good for him? He came to you, he was doing, let's say, computer science at Northeastern University. Okay, that you know. He doesn't want to test you, he just wants guidance. So he came and told you, I came in 96 August. I'm doing my computer science master's program, MS in computer science at Northeastern University. He is basically from India, of course, from the data you can know that. And he wants to know is this the right career for me? And how are the next few years? Am I going to get a good job? What will you tell him? Somebody volunteer and tell. First of all, he was doing computer science MS. Is that a good career for him or bad choice? Would you tell him, no, actually you are in a wrong field, become a musician, change to music program, or is this okay field for him? For me?
That's not correct. I think we picked up because of the previously.
Oh, it just picked up. We are not looking at it. You guys tell me what dasha, I will say. Until then, it will be the default. For me? Yeah. What dasha is applicable? Just Vimshottari, plain Vimshottari. Okay, we'll go to vanilla Vimshottari dasha. So, he was running the dasha of Venus at that time when he came to you. Okay, 98 he came to you. In Venus Mercury he came. And he was looking for a job. He was wondering whether he will get a good job if he finishes his studies. And he was wondering if computer science was the right field for him because he was studying that. He was doing master's degree. Would you tell him what would be his career? If you look at this dashamsa, what career is likely? What are the houses for career? 2, 6 and 7. 10. 2, 6 and 10. Ascendant is in Dashamsha, the chart of career. Ascendant is Taurus. The second house of resources and money has Mercury and Mars. Mercury in one house. 6th house is Libra. 10th house is Aquarius. These are the 3 houses for career. Artha Trikona. So, what are the strong influences in these 3 houses? The second house dominates. It's really strong. And it has Mercury and Mars. So, is a technical field, computer science, software, is that a good field for him or should you encourage him to change his field? It looks fine. Okay. So he is in the right field. He is doing masters in the right field.
If you do a communication related.
Yeah, because of Mercury, you can advise him to do communications related things. Yes. Now what else? Now, the dasha he is running is Venus Mercury. I told you he came at the beginning of 98. Is this a good dasha? Is it a good antardasha for getting a good job and starting a job? Will he have a lot of problems finding job or will he find a good job in that period? For me? The Bhoga falls in Lagna. Everybody understood it? From Venus, Mercury is in 12th house. From Mercury, the 12th house is in Lagna. And Lagna is the start, the beginning. So Bhoga is in Lagna. And moreover, what house does Mercury own? Venus owns Lagna. Mercury owns the second house of money and the 5th house of recognition. He is the Lord of Arudha Lagna in the 10th house from Arudha Lagna. So, is there a good chance that in Mercury Antardasha he will get a good job and his career will have a head start, jump started? Yeah, there is a good chance. So you can basically, based on the natal chart, it looks like the period is good. And how is the next remaining period? The Venus Dasha, it's basically he is at the end of Venus Dasha. So Venus is Lagna Lord, even though he is in the 3rd house, he is Lagna Lord and 6th Lord. So he should take care of the career well. But how is the next dasha of Sun? Yes. Sun is from 99 to 2005. Sun dasha is running. And Sun is the 4th Lord in the 12th house. What would you say based on it? Yeah? No comfort, no. For me? Yes, if Sun is in the 12th house, can there be stability in job or will he change jobs? Do you expect some stability in the jobs or not? You don't expect. He is the Lord of Jewel. There can be some compromise that he has to make, some loss or compromise. And he is in A3. So what would you say? Either contract jobs, lot of contract jobs, or it can be lot of travel in the job. A3 can also show lot of travel, lot of instability basically. So you can tell him that Venus Dasha will be a good Dasha, but after Sun comes, there may be several changes, Contract jobs are good. There can be some, he can take initiative and do some contracts. Maybe he can also do some small contracts on the side, have a main job and do some contracts. All those things are possible. But at the same time, he's the fourth lord in Manakarka Sthana, so maybe not very peaceful. There will not be much peace during those 6 years. How is Moon Dasha? Pardon me? He is in Chararasi and he is in Manakarka Sthana, and from the Aruh Lagna he is in the 8th house and he is in A3. And he is in the 8th house from Aruh Lagna. He is in a Dusthana from both Lagna and Aruh Lagna. And Dusthana show a lot of changes, instability, etc. They don't show stability. Whereas Mercury and Venus could have given a lot of stability, being Lagna Lord and 6th Lord. How is Moon? Moon is in the 9th house from Lagna. Even though he is in Bhadrakasthana, he is in the 9th house. He is the 3rd Lord. And from Aruh Lagna, where is he? He is in the 5th from Aruh Lagna. And which Aruh has he won? Here. He owns A11, the Lahabada, the gain. And he occupies A6 and A7. A6 shows job, A7 shows partnerships, contacts, relationships, etc. So either he will have a job where he will get lot of contacts, or he will be in a job and also slowly transition into a business, or such things are possible. Moon can even give him a business because he is the 3rd lord and he is in A7. There is a link with 2 Kamatrikona. So Moon can give him business also. There is a chance of some enterprise in Moon period. Okay. So overall, can you tell him that he will have a good career? Does the chart overall look good and the next 5-10 years look good? Or should you tell him, oh man, 5 years down the road you are going to be in big trouble? Is there anything like that, or do you see, okay, he will have a good career? Yes, you can tell him there will be some instability from 1999 to 2005. There will be some instability. But the thing is, even though he is in Manakarka Sthana, he is basically a Moksha Trikona Lord in another Moksha Trikona, and he is exalted. He is in a friendly house. So, do you expect him to be out of job and worrying, or do you expect just lot of strain, lot of travel, some unhappiness, some loss of comfort, but still okay in career? What do you think? Is Sandasha so bad, or is Sandasha just terrible, or it is just that? Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Okay. Basically, we saw that Venus Dasha is good. He should get started in his career then. And Moon Dasha we think should be very good because he is in 5th from Aruh Lagna, gets lot of recognition, some business chance also, some enterprise also. But how do you judge the Sun Dasha? Is it good with some reservations, or is it just terrible?
Not terrible.
Okay, why?
Not terrible because of what you just said about when we talk about
Yeah.
So with all this, we have some instability, we have maybe doing some contract jobs, but he doesn't think that he is not clear that the second, 7th, or 3rd, or 8th house is really kind of a
Yes, exactly. If he is out of job and if he is basically on a long layoff, you would expect some 8th house, 3rd house, etc. kind of involvement. Here he is basically in the 12th house. 12th house can also show a lot of challenge, apart from the 3rd house.
It doesn't look like that's going to be the excellent start and the start drive, the challenge to raise in career better.
Right.
But it looks like some okay career levels are there and keep going on.
Yes.
And I think because of the moon you have.
So Seshu's analysis is basically it's not because of the Sun Dasha coming immediately after his career starts. Doesn't look like he will have a big growth, exponential growth in career and then reach a very high position. He says that his career will start and then he will do okay. There will be some setbacks, but he will do okay. And then until Moon Dasha, basically things will be so-so. After Moon Dasha, again things will take off. So that is Seshu's analysis. Any other views or everybody happy?
Moon Dasha is also not as much as it should be because it's a Bhagadesha.
Not Bhagadesha, he's in Bhagadasthana. He's in Bhagadasthana. Right. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, but still he's in Bhagadasthana, so it's not
so, but
it's not great. By no means is it great.
These are unexpected issues will come up.
Right, right. Now, do you want to look at the current year's Tithi Pravesh chart? I will make 1997 because he came to you in January 98. Okay? For me? Oh, he's born in February, not October. I was mistaken. Mistake, yeah, 98. Okay. I was looking at I think Dashas were starting in October. No, July. Yeah, I was mistaken. Okay. I somehow thought 97 should be seen. Okay, 98. If you look at the Tithi Pravesha chart of 98, it's on January 24 at 3:37:05 p.m. Now, if you look at this chart, how is this year? The Horalord is, the ruler of the year is Jupiter. Jupiter is the ruler of the year. Navamsha or Dashamsha? Okay. Yeah. Mankarkasthana. Navamsha he said. Natal Navamsha. Rashi that is. He's saying Navamsha. Yeah? Yeah? Mm-hmm.
And being in third house is affecting the ninth, so Jupiter in general should be good.
Okay. So overall he is saying Jupiter is a good planet for him. He is saying that because, forget the Rashi. If you look at Navamsha, which is the blessing of gods that are with you, in Navamsha he is the ninth lord. The ninth lord of Navamsha is a great protector for anybody. So he is saying that Jupiter is ninth lord and also aspecting the ninth house by Rashi as well as Graha Drishti. So Seshu's point is Jupiter will bless him. But in the Rashi, he is third and sixth lord. He is a malefic. What does it mean? Jupiter is a great protector for him based on the Navamsha, but in Rashi he is the third and sixth lord. So what does it mean? He protects him, but protects him by making him toil, making him work hard. The third and sixth lord will make the person work hard. Lot of obstacles. You have to fight bravely for those obstacles. Jupiter makes him do those things. But he makes sure that, being the Navamsha ninth lord, he makes sure that he has enough resources basically to fight. He will bless him with luck. At the same time, he has to use that luck to fight. But he, yeah. 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 Okay, so your analysis is Jupiter is a good planet for him. But look at the Rashi, Dashamsha. We are talking about career. Jupiter is the 8th and 11th lord. Is that a benefic or malefic? 8th and 11th lord, is he a benefic or malefic? Forget the association. First, ownership I am asking you. 8th and 11th house ownership. Is it good or bad? Is he a malefic or benefic? Pakka malefic. 8th and 11th means malefic. Jupiter is a functional malefic. And he is in the 7th house. If the 8th lord is in 7th house, what combination is it of? What is the combination? Is it a combination of death? 8th lord in 7th and 7th lord in 8th? Those are combinations of death. And this is the chart of career. And also 7th house itself is the chart of death. Chart of loss of service. Because it's a Margasthana from the 6th. From the 6th, it is the 2nd house of Margasthana. So Jupiter is showing end of job. Crisis in job. Moreover, he has Guru Chandala. Some cases that Guru Chandala can be a Dharma Karmasvati Yoga. There can be some relief. If Rahu is the 9th lord and Jupiter is the 10th lord, if they are together, there can be some relief. Here what lords are there? 8th lord and 10th lord. If 8th and 10th lords are together, is it good or bad? It's terrible. It's bad for the career. So whatever way you look at this, Jupiter is a bad planet for career. So when Jupiter's Antardasha comes, will there be a rise in career or can there be some setbacks and crises?
start Jupiter because of the Navamsa, you still get a planet person.
Okay.
And
But as far as career is concerned, can he give setbacks and crises? But you are saying that being the ninth lord in Navamsa, even if there is a crisis in career, he will come out of it.
he will come out of it and that will maybe result in a who knows, it might be something that
Okay.
it could definitely be in
Okay. So Seshu is really, he looked at Jupiter being ninth lord in Navamsa and he is very strongly convinced that Jupiter is a good planet. Even if he loses a job, he will get a better job. So that is Seshu's tale. That's very good. I like your confidence. Anybody else with any other view? Okay. We will come to Jupiter Antardasha later. I'll give you, he will come back to you in another year for a couple of years for consultation. Then you will have to be careful with Jupiter. Okay. For now, let us go back to the 98. So he came to us in 98 January. We saw that the Antardasha he was running was that of 5th lord in Dashamsa. We saw that it was favorable. So we told him, you are in the right line. Computer science is good for you. Try for computer jobs. Communication jobs are good for you. Go full throttle. Just keep sending your resume. You will get a good job this year. We told him. Okay. How is the annual chart? Jupiter is the ruler of the year. How is it? First look at the Rashi chart. In the Rashi chart, how is Jupiter? He is the 10th lord in the 9th house. So the ruler of the year is the 10th lord in the 9th house with Mars and Ketu. Saturn and Jupiter have a Parivartana. 9th and 10th lords have a Parivartana. So in the Rashi chart, the ruler of the year Jupiter is well placed and nice yoga. How is Dashamsa? How is Jupiter in Dashamsa? Is he well placed or badly placed? He is the 5th and 8th lord in the 8th house. Is he well placed or badly placed? Is Jupiter strong in Dashamsa or weak in your analysis? He is strong. Even though he is in 8th, 8th lord in 8th is a good yoga. So Jupiter is well placed. What were you saying? There is Gurumangal yoga. Is it just Gurumangal yoga or is it some other yoga? There are couple of Raj yogas, 5th and 9th and also 4th and 5th. 4th and 5th lords being together, 5th and 9th lords being together. So they are giving a Raj yoga as well as Gurumangal yoga. Even though they are in 8th house, both of them are happy there. One is in friend's house, one is in own house. And there is Gurumangal yoga and they are in A5. What is A5? A tangible recognition of his ability. So, looking at these factors, and given the fact that Jupiter is the ruler of the year, is there a chance that he will get a good job and his career will start this year, or do you think this year looks very bad? Will you advise him, don't look for a job? Spend one more year in the university, do some more courses. This is a bad year for you. Will you tell him that, or will you tell him, yes, looks good, find a good job this year? He is the dispositor of Lagna Lord Sun. Look at Lagna Lord Sun. Lagna Lord Sun, Lagna and Lagna Lord are always very important. Lagna Lord Sun is in the 5th house of recognition and his dispositor is Jupiter. He has a link with the ruler of the year. And moreover, general Lagna Lord in 5th house is good for recognition. That's the Sun, the planet of recognition. So he can get good recognition and get a good job during this year. Okay? So will you tell him that, yes, time looks good, which puja will you suggest to him? If he came to you this year and he wanted his career to start well, what will you suggest him? What kind of puja will you suggest? You want natal chart or the annual chart? Okay. AMK is Mercury. The 6th from him is Sun. Shiva, okay. Any other? You said Srirama. Srirama or Shiva you will suggest. Okay, good. Okay. So he is happy. Any deity is fine. Srirama is fine, Shiva is fine. Okay. So things look good, but you cautioned him that from 99 to 2005 there can be some slowness, some instability in the career. Be prepared for it, you told him. That's fine. So he went, he left you, and then he came back. Let's say he came back to you in 2001. He came back to you in September 2001. And now he is wondering, how is my career? and I'm planning to get married. Should I get married? Is it a good time to get married? I'm already, how old is he? 75 he was born. So he's 26 years old, which is the right age in India. So he was thinking of getting married. So he asked you, should I get married this year? Should I get married soon? And also, how is my career? What will you tell him? He came to you in September 2001. First of all, look at the natal chart. And by the way, by the time he's still working, he worked a couple of different jobs. He continued to do masters. He found a full-time job, but still did not finish his masters. Just held on to it just in case. And then he changed a couple of jobs, and he went back to the university, finished the masters, and then came back to his job, and then again he changed the job. So there were a few job changes in the Sandasha.
How was my analysis that I gave in NDA?
Yeah, he told you your analysis is good so far. I did the pujas, not that much. I just did it a little bit, and things are working out fine. But now I really want to know how my career is going to be for the next few years. For me, he hasn't been traveling. He's been changing jobs, and also he actually worked in a couple of jobs. He had one job, one full-time job, and he was doing a small contract for a previous employer, somebody with whom he worked as a co-op. So he did that in the previous year. And now he's working at a company, a .com company he's been working at, and then he's a little concerned. So he came to you in 2001. After September 11, the economy is going down, and he's a little concerned. Is the .com that I'm working at going to be fine? Am I going to be fine? He's concerned. So he came to you in September 2001. Okay? Now you are looking at the chart. So he came to you in September 2001. The dasha he is running is Sun dasha, and the Antardasha is Jupiter Antardasha. He came to you now. Let's go to Tithi Pravesha later, but looking at the dasha and Antardasha, what do you think? Does it look good, or is there something to be concerned about? Will you tell him, oh, your company will be fine, you will be fine, don't worry, or will you tell him that you are concerned? What is your take? You understand the question? After September 11, the economy just took a free fall for a few days, and some companies were being affected, and he's working at a .com, a company which was built on hype, and he's a little concerned. Am I going to be fine? Is my company going to be fine? You can, but why don't you spend a little time on the natal chart? Because your Jupiter factor comes.
No, not that way. No, I'm saying because you want to know right away what's from 2001.
From Jyotir Dasha also you can know right away. Just stop that. For God's sake, the Antardasha is just like 8 months, 10 months. So look at the Antardasha. How is he's running Sun Jupiter? Is Sun Jupiter all fine, or is there any concern? What is in 8th house? Why is it in the 8th house? You made a mistake. Sun to Jupiter is, from Sun, Jupiter is in 8th house. From Jupiter, if you take the 8th house, yeah, you are saying Paka, yes. That is a concern. That is a concern, in addition to all the concerns we have mentioned so far. The Bhoga is in the 2nd house, which is good. 2nd house is the house of happy. Right. So her point is, Bhoga is what you experience. Paka is what's cooking your mind basically. It's basically where your intelligence is focused. That is Paka. And what you get out of it, out of that effort is Bhoga. So she's saying, even though the Bhoga is in Gemini, the Paka of the Antardasha is basically Jupiter. He is in the 8th from Sun. Antardasha Lord is in the 8th from Dasha Lord. So her point is that can give some tension. Not only that, we saw that Jupiter is the 8th Lord and he is in the 7th house. That too with Guru Chandala Yoga. And he is the 8th Lord, restricting the 10th Lord, Rahu. So,
He might lose his job.
do you really think that he may lose the job in this Antardasha?
Jupiter would give Rahu's results.
Will he really give Rahu's results, or they are just Jupiter and Rahu?
think that was resistance power. I don't think really it's
Okay? Pardon me? Yeah, if I and Seshu are living in one hotel room, maybe we'll get so friendly that I'll wear his shirt and he'll wear my shirt. But if Jupiter and Rahu are staying in a hotel room, he'll be in one corner, the other will be in the other corner, standing both faces away. Unless there is some level of friendliness, exchanging of results is unlikely. Some level of tolerance, mutual tolerance. Okay. You also think so? Okay. So Seshu thinks there is a potential break. And he said there is he may lose job. What else? From Arudha Lagna, Jupiter is a benefic in the third house. Good or bad? Is it a period of bravery, or is it a period of losing spirit and being unhappy? I mean, defeat. Is it a period of defeat? From the Arudha Lagna, Jupiter is in third house. From Lagna, he is badly placed. From Arudha Lagna, he is badly placed. But he is in Yenai, Bhagepada. And like Seshu mentioned earlier, in Navamsha, he is the ninth lord. He is the ninth lord. He is the protector for him. But nevertheless, he is terribly placed in the Dashamsha. So what is your take? Will you tell him things will be fine, rosy as they are, or will you tell him that you are concerned that he should be careful in the job place, in the workplace? Will you tell him that there is a potential break? What will you tell him? Okay, actually, let's practice that. How is my career? I'm a little concerned, because of September 11, a lot of companies are getting in trouble. In my company also, I'm feeling some negative air. What do you think? Is it okay, or should I type my resume? That's not difficult. You guys need to practice astrology and also psychology. So your diplomacy is all rhetorical. It's all rhetorical. But seriously, do you think that it's just on the edge kind of thing, or are you seriously concerned that you may lose this job?
It's a strong possibility that
How strong? Is it 70% chance or 10% chance or 100% chance? If you want to put a percentage on, what is your guess?
here the only thing
Yeah?
positives are basically
Yeah, Jupiter has A9, yeah?
I would say
80% chance that you will lose this job.
ask the bottom.
70 to 80%. What?
That would be ask the bottom.
Of the Samsa or Rashi? Okay? Sure.
But at the same time,
Wait. This point is not done. Okay, this is the Ashtavarga of the Samsa. Oops. 1 second. Oops. All PCV. Yeah, okay. Okay, Ashtavarga, what do you see from this?
Jupiter is in 7.
Yeah, Jupiter has 7 points in the Dasamsha, Ashtavarga.
So it's
What does it mean?
strong.
He's strong, but what does it mean? If he has 7 points, what does it mean? His agenda, whatever his agenda is, he has the cooperation of all the planets. He says, boys, let's give him a job. Everybody says, yeah. If he says, boys, let us lose his job. Everybody will say, yeah. 7 out of 8 will say, yes, we are with you, Jupiter, do whatever you want to do. So what it means is, the results that Jupiter is interested in giving in this chart, he will happily give them. He has the cooperation of all the planets. So, what do you think? There is a strong chance that he will lose his job this Antartasha? Yes. There is a yoga here in the 8th house. A4 and A5. A5 is the tangible recognition. A4 is tangible comfort, the sense of comfort. So there is a confluence between them. What does it mean? The person will be recognized, and as a result, he will be very relaxed because of it. So Jupiter is the planet who owns those Arudhas, and he is in A9. A9 is fortune, the tangible fortune. When things are looking bad, suddenly you have suddenly something works out for you. That is fortune. So he has fortune. So A5, A4 and A9, Jupiter is involved with.
Also, the Saturn is the 9th lord. I think there is protection from what, and Saturn has landed on Jupiter. So there is a protection from what at the time?
Okay, there is a protection from boss at the time. Okay. So, what is your consensus? Will he be saved, or is there a chance that he will lose his job but luckily find another job? What do you think? When the 8th lord is in 7th house, that too with Guru Chandala Yoga, irrespective of other saving bases, can the person remain in the job, or should there be a break? Must there be a break? What does your brain say, and what does your heart say?
That feeling is really.
Pardon me?
That feeling is that there will be.
His gut feeling is there will be a break. Okay. Break will also be accompanied by great fortune. Well, when you lose a job, getting a job itself is a great fortune. But if you get a good job, basically. Okay. And Jupiter is in Sthirarati, so when Jupiter gives a job, it should be a secure job for a long time. So Jupiter, do you think that Jupiter can break his job and then give a job in which he will stay for a long time? He was moving a lot. Do you think that Jupiter will cut that career and give him a long job? What do you think? Any other thoughts? You want to see the Tithi Pravesh chart?
Yes.
But basically from the natal chart and dashas, you are concerned, right? Okay. Now I am concerned too. Because I am he. Oh, 2002. Oh, 2001.
2001. So this is after the
Yeah. 2001. Actually, when does 2002 start? Let me just check. February 8, okay. Yeah. Saturn is the Hora Lord. Ruler of the year is Saturn. And you see, Saturn is in the second house in one house. The annual chart is cast on January 20, 2001, 6:55:11 a.m. He came to you. At this time, basically he said, they are looking for some alliances for me. Should I get married or not? And how is my career? They are thinking of my marriage, but at the same time I'm losing some peace, losing some sleep at the workplace because of some negative ways at the company. So how is my career and should I get married? So we are focusing on career so far. Okay? Just to remind you what we are doing. So he came to us in this dasha, Venus dasha. This is when he came to us. He is a little tense during this period. But the next dashas are Sun, Moon, Venus, Sun, Moon and Mars. And he wants to know if there is any cause for tension. What do you think?
not have a break.
Pardon me?
You will not have a break.
He will not have a break based on the situation.
Then go and get married.
So Seshu told him, you will not get a break, happily go and get married. Okay, what do you say? Any other thought?
You can make a marriage, but that's
Okay. What do other people think? Is there a chance of break? We saw that Jupiter is the 8th lord in the 7th house with Guru Chandala Yoga, and his Antardasha was running, and he was in the 8th from Dasha Lord, so we were concerned. In this Dashansha, in the remaining Dashas, in this annual chart, are there any that cause you concern that he may lose his job? 6th lord debilitated in 10th house, can he give a break? Even though he is a 8th lord, he is the 6th lord. His agenda is to give him service. And though he is debilitated, he is in the 10th house. Artha Trikona lord is another Artha Trikona. Not likely to break. What about Sun? Ninth lord, he is in A9-A10. So he is giving some yoga there, but he is the 9th lord of protection in Manakarka Sthana. Some kind of withdrawal of protection. Then Moon, how is Moon? And then how is Mars? Pardon me? Moon is 8th lord in Lagna with Rahu, being eclipsed. 8th lord in Lagna being eclipsed by Rahu. With the 3rd lord. 8th lord in Lagna with the 3rd lord and eclipsed. How is Moon Dasha? Is there a chance of a break in Moon Dasha?
think it's a break in this case because though they are serving the houses,
Yeah.
they are happening in Lucknow.
Yes.
And anything happening in Lucknow, basically there should be some level of protection for him.
So they are in the Lagna. Lagna is his overall career. They are told, take care of his overall career. And what are they thinking in their back, at the back of their mind? Moon is thinking, let us give him a long break. Rahu is thinking, let me give him a short break. So both of their agendas are malefic. So even though they are in Lagna,
And that's happening in Lucknow, and therefore being there, he is definitely coming.
yeah.
But being in Lucknow, possibly we are not going to give him.
So you think that 8th Lord will give a break only if he is in the 8th house? If he is in Lagna, he can't give a break. If 8th Lord is in 10th house or Lagna, let us say, can he give a break? Is it good to have the 8th Lord in Lagna or 10th house? Actually, 8th Lord in 8th itself is better.
I can't have that, but
But your point is interesting because Moon is in one, Moon is in friendly house and he is in A4. He is in Lagna.
his aspect is by Lucknow Lord.
He has Argala and aspects from Lagna Lord. Basically, he is in a friend's house. There is Gajgeshwari Yoga.
And he's also 10 from area.
Yeah.
So I don't see a break for him.
So basically, you are saying that
He is 10 definitely.
Moon, yeah, he stands in that period, but you think that Moon will, being in Lagna, being in the 10th from Arun Lagna, being under strong influence of Jupiter, he is in a friendly house and friendly is having Agala on him and aspecting him. So you think that Moon will actually safeguard his career. Okay. Seshu thinks that there will be tension but he will be safeguarded. Now looking at the Dasha and the natal Dasha and this Dasha, who thinks that he will actually have a break? A clear break in Moon Dasha. You think he will have a break. But do you think that he will come out of it?
Yes. Because we already discussed, Jupiter has a sort of a dual agenda in the native chart.
Yes.
It's one of the best, and then
You may. Yeah.
here, this Jupiter, even though he's the Rajan Raj, it's the same Jupiter that has aspects on the moon which wants to give a long break.
Yeah. Yes. The planet whose agenda in the natal chart is to break the career has influence on Lagna here. Has influence on this Moon and Rahu combination. And whenever you have Sun or Moon being eclipsed in the annual chart, you should be concerned. If Sun or Moon is with Rahu or Ketu, you should be very concerned. And Moon is with Rahu here. And he is 8th Lord. 8th Lord in Lagna itself is bad. Being with Rahu is doubly bad. So, despite the positives, there is a very clear negative. And if you couple this with the negative that you have seen in the natal chart, you should be very concerned. Probably you can't tell him that you are losing job, man, type your resume. But you can tell him, this is a very critical period. November, December, January is a very critical period.
Rahu not blocking the Moon's idea because Moon wants to give
Rahu, with Rahu and Moon, it doesn't work that way. It's not that if Moon wants to give job, Rahu says don't give job, and if Moon wants to take away job, Rahu says no, give him job. Rahu doesn't know what he wants. He just wants Moon to be confused. He just goes and embraces Moon. And Moon is confused. Moon doesn't know what's going on. That's the relation between Moon and Rahu. This is not like a planet being debilitated or a planet being exalted. When a planet is with Rahu, it's basically in a very confused state. So, if he wants to do bad, he can do double bad basically. It's not that he's confused and then he doesn't do bad. If the planet wants to do good, and if he's being eclipsed, it will not be able to do that good. If the planet wants to do bad, and if he is eclipsed, he will do that bad in a double measure. So eclipse of Moon and Sun is never good, irrespective of the agenda of Sun and Moon in your chart. Eclipse of Sun and Moon with Rahu and Ketu in the annual Tithi Pravesh chart is always very inauspicious. So you should tell him. So how many of you are going to tell me or him that he should be or I should be careful in November 22, January 12, 2001, 2002? How many of you are inclined towards a break and seriously concerned? Actually, majority of the class. You too? Democracy, I guess.
diplomacy and democracy is weighing the pluses minuses, but
Yeah.
again I stand with
It's always, yeah.
he will definitely get a thing right after leaving.
You are concerned but not really. You think that things will be fine.
He's on a border case.
Yeah.
He may have a trouble, but he will come out of it.
Okay.
He might slide to the trouble or he will have a break.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Yeah. No, even in natal chart it is bad, but the thing is, why? Oh, I didn't connect. See, the thing is, even in natal chart, if Rahu and Ketu are with Sun and Moon, it's bad. It is not a good combination. But the thing is, that the result of that eclipse may be given at a particular point in life. It may not be lifelong. But if you see that in a Tithi Pravesh chart, basically that will be a key feature for the whole year. So the result will be more pronounced. Any good or bad combinations you see in the chart, the results are more pronounced in the Tithi Pravesh chart than in the natal chart. Yeah, and they are restricting Sun or Moon. Yes, there can be some setbacks relating to what Sun and Moon show. Those are not good periods. By Rashi Drishti. And he is also having Argala. And for those of you who don't know, Moon and Jupiter in mutual quadrant is called Gajageshwari Yoga. So there is Gajageshwari Yoga being given by Moon. That is why it's not entirely negative. But if you weigh all the positives and negatives, the negatives are clearly dominant in both the natal chart and the annual chart. So because of it, there is a chance that he will lose job, strong chance that he will lose job, but he should get a job. All divisional charts. In any divisional chart, if Sun or Moon is affected by Rahu or Ketu, there will be some setback relating to that, the agenda of the planet.
But Rahu Ketu with other planets is okay. Only
Rahu Ketu, if any planet try to spoil, but especially with Sun and Moon, they are with a lot of vigor. They are very happy. Basically, that's the goal of their life, to trouble the Sun and Moon. So, they will put all their energy into it. If they are with Jupiter or Mars or somebody else, they will do only with a little energy. But with Sun and Moon, it is like, for example, when Virendra Sehwag plays cricket with Pakistan, he does his best. Some players do well against some teams. Like that, Rahu and Ketu do well against Sun and Moon. Okay, any other questions? Actually, I should ask questions. Okay. So, you guys are confusing me. Am I losing job or am I keeping my job? Okay. 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 So, if he asks you, should I do any puja? Should I do any puja? Will you? Yeah. Yeah, okay. What is it? Mercury. You should get it by heart. Om Namah Shivaya Namo Mallikarjunaya for Mercury. Om Namah Shivaya Namo Mallikarjunaya. So you can tell him to basically say to Mallikarjuna. Okay? What about? Yeah. Why? Yes, actually, yeah. Apart from Mallikarjuna, for the fifth lord in the natal chart, because it is Jupiter and Dasha running, you can tell him to propitiate Jupiter, right? And who should you propitiate for Jupiter? So that Jupiter's negative results are given to a lesser degree. Who is the Devata for Jupiter? Shiva. Jupiter is Shiva. So, to say Om Namah Shivaya Namo Mallikarjunaya, basically you are covering Shiva also. So, if a Shiva mantra is good for him. So, that will work out nice. So, you can tell him to do that. And also in the annual chart, during those couple of months, it is Moon who is troubling. So, you can tell him to do some Parvati, something for Parvati. Yeah, he has to do. Why?
No, I was again sometimes with the Navamsa,
Yeah.
the fortune will come from the gene.
Yeah.
Because the Jupiter in the third house,
Yeah.
Jupiter in the third house, the fortune will come from the gene.
Mm-hmm.
And being the business side of the fortune in the Navamsa is continue playing the rest of your experience in this time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, that's a good point. Very good. Okay. Now, he also said, so if this guy came and asked you, they are looking for alliances for me. So I may get married in the next 2 months, and things are not so good at the workplace. I am a little concerned. So you told him between November and January, be a little careful, but you will be fine. Just in case, keep your resume ready. So you said that diplomatically. And then, what about marriage then? Is there a chance that he will get married? He is looking for marriage. Look at Navamsha. D7 for children. First let him get married, then you can talk about children. D9, Navamsha is the chart of marriage. Okay. How is the period for marriage? He is running Sun Jupiter. Is there a chance of marriage in Sun Jupiter? Can Sun Jupiter give marriage? He is running Sun Dasha. Forget the Dasha. I mean, Sun is fifth lord in the 5th house. He is a benefic, and from Venus he is in the 7th house. And in any case, you don't have to focus a lot on the Dasha Lord. Focus on the Antardasha Lord. Jupiter, can he give marriage? He is in UL, Dharpada and UL, and he is the 9th lord of Dharma. So, is there a chance that Jupiter will give marriage? He is thinking of getting married in the next few months. They are looking for alliances. Actually, one alliance is very close to finishing. That's why he came to you. So, and also, where is the Bhoga? From Sun, Jupiter is in the 11th house. From Sun, Jupiter is in the 11th house. From Jupiter, if you take the 11th house, it is in Lagna. So, if Bhoga is in Lagna, can there be marriage? Quite possible. If Bhoga is in 1st or 7th or 9th, then there can be marriage in the Antardasha. So, overall, looking at all the factors, do you think that there is a strong chance that he will get married in the running Antardasha? Now, do you want to look at the Chitravesh chart? We'll do that after we return from a break. Okay. Now we are going to the Chitravesh chart. Yes, A7 and G1. Good. Now, for the running year, we saw that Saturn was the ruler of the year. How is Saturn? And how are the next few months? He came to you in Venus Dasha. He is asking, will I get married? Will I get married? Yeah, either it can be this year, or usually they get married in Magha Masam. There is a lunar month called Magha. That month is a very good month for marriages. A lot of people, especially in the state of Andhra Pradesh, get married in that month. So that will be sometime in February, which is basically the next year. So either this year or the next annual CP chart, he will get married. So you have to tell him what is a good month to get married. For me? Yeah. UL is more important. If you are looking at the marriage, 1st house, 7th house, 9th house, UL. UL is Upad Lagna. These are the factors that you see to check marriage. So here, if you see, is there a chance of marriage during this year? Okay, Seshu doesn't see it in 2001, he wants to see in 2002. If he doesn't find in 2002, you can come back and see if there is, then look with a microscope in 2001 again, okay? So, okay, two people are saying 2001 doesn't look like there will be marriage. Now 2002, is there a chance in 2002?
Hora Lord is Mars.
The Hora Lord is Mars. Where is he? Yeah, Hora Lord is Mars. And? They want to see Vivaha Sahamam and all those things? Why not? Okay. Why not? We'll see Vivaha Sahamam. Very good. Vivaha Sahamam is in 9 degrees Taurus. Okay? especially in the 10th degree of Taurus. And is there a chance of marriage in the first place? This year, is there a chance of marriage? Okay, Venus the marriage karka. Okay. 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 First look at the Rashi. In the Rashi chart, are there any links between the significator of marriage, Vivaha Sahamam, UL, 7th house? Who is in the 7th house? There is a Guru Chandala Yoga, but the thing is, Lagna Lord Jupiter is in 7th house. Is that if Lagna Lord is in a particular house, is it favorable for that house matter? So if Lagna Lord is in 7th house, getting married in the year, there is some chance, right? That's one favorable point. Second point, where is the 7th Lord? 7th Lord, and also 9th Lord is important. 9th Lord is Dharma. 7th and 9th Lord, Mercury and Sun are together. Is that favorable for marriage? 7th Lord and 9th Lord being together, where are they?
They are with you.
They are in UL. If the 7th Lord and 9th Lord are in UL, is there a chance of marriage? Is it favorable for marriage? And where is UL Lord Saturn? 14 degrees Taurus.
Yeah.
Is there anything about Taurus you remember? We saw something. Vivaha Sahamam. The significant point for marriage is in 10 degrees Taurus. And Saturn is 4 degrees away from it. So UL Lord is in Vivaha Sahamam. A7 is also involved. A7 Lord is in UL. Sun is in UL. 7th Lord and A7 Lords are together in UL. So all these factors, do they suggest that there is a chance of marriage in this year? Now go to the Navamsha. Who are the planets who can give marriage? What are the houses in Navamsha you should check? The 9th house, the 7th house, Lagna and UL. These are the important houses. Now 9th house is very strong with Sun. Sun in one house. And how is the 7th Lord Mercury? 7th Lord Mercury is in 3rd house. If a Kamatrikona Lord is in another Kamatrikona, is it good for getting married? Yes, 7th Lord in 11th or 3rd is good. Now, he is in AL, a tangible beginning in Dharma. Mercury being in AL is showing a tangible new beginning as far as dharmic life is concerned. And how is Lagna Lord and UL Lord? Jupiter owns UL as well as Lagna, and he has Argala on both, and he has a Raj Yoga. Lagna Lord and 5th Lord are together. He has a Raj Yoga, and both of them are strong. Jupiter is in Nicha but retrograde. Mars is in Ucha. So both of them give results also they are in Ucha. Mars is the Hora Lord too. Mars is the ruler of the year. So the Lagna Lord Jupiter and UL Lord Jupiter has a link with the ruler of the year. So based on all these factors, is there a chance that he will get married in 2002 instead of 2001? Which dasha? He is thinking of the next few months. Okay, who? Pick one. Mars or Mercury? February 8th is the beginning of the year. And Mars is till February 10th. Just 2 days. So there is some chance in those 2 days. Otherwise, is Mercury a good candidate for giving marriage?
Yes.
Yeah, he is the 7th Lord in both Rashi and Navamsha, and he is in UL in Rashi. And he is in a Kamatrikona, in Arulagna, in the Navamsha. So, do you think that Mercury Dasha may give marriage? For me? Mercury. Is there a chance in Mercury? Okay. So, good. So, you predict to him that after February 10th you will get married. Basically, that is around Maghamasam start. I think that year Maghamasam started on February 11th also. So basically, you tell him, he thinks, oh, he just like Maghamasam. You do so much analysis and tell him, after February 10 you will get married. He will think, oh, February 11th is the start of Maghamasam. That's why they predicted. Actually, this is actually a useful thing. I gave a couple of predictions like this and they were correct long back. If you think that somebody may get married in the beginning of a year, let's say January to April of a year, based on the Dasha, Antardasha and Pratyanta Dasha, let us say, it seems favorable. And let's say they are from South India. There is a good chance that it will be in the month of February, because Magh Masam, many more marriages happen than any other month. So just use your common sense and pick you can even predict the date. If you look at that particular year, you look at good muhurtas, basically there will be 3 or 4 good muhurtas. So you pick those 3 or 4 dates and you say you got married on one of these days, you have a good chance of being married. So it's basically some common sense apart from astrology. Or similarly, if you think that somebody may have gotten married in, let's say, March to May, you found a few months, and let's say one of those months is a month when there are no muhurtas. If you say probably this month you got married, you are unlikely to be right. I mean, maybe you are right, but 99% of people in South India, they find a good muhurta, there are certain months they avoid, there are certain months when they get married. So if you ignore that common sense, if you astrologically you found, let's say, 2 possibilities, and you split your hairs and pick one of them, and you left common sense while doing it, you will be wrong. So when you have a couple of possibilities and you want to pick the right one, use some common sense also. That will be okay. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So your prediction is you will get married in February. Okay. Now he asked, but you said November to January is bad for my career. Should I still get married? What will you say? Should I go ahead with the marriage? Should I say okay to the marriage? They found a match, they fixed a girl. It's actually a relative. So should I say okay? So your advice is happily get married, but be concerned about the career and keep your resume around.
No, we are not looking at a very long break that will not have.
Okay. So you think that there will be a break, but he will find a job. Okay. Now he left. He said thanks.
That's why I think mom said 90 happens to be in parent house, their marriage is also different because the party is going to be easy.
Yes. Good point. Very good point. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good point. Now he comes back to you in November.
You want children now?
He's not married yet. He came to you. He said he will tell you. He came to you in November. He told me I had to be careful. I did all the pujas inside, but I got my day off notice. I'm going to be in job for a few more months. They gave me a 4-week notice. So in sometime at the beginning of December, basically I'll be out of job. I'm sending my resume, but nobody is calling me, probably because of the holiday season or whatever. So he told you nothing is happening, and I'm really concerned. I knew this news for a couple of weeks now. He came to you close to the end of November. I'm really, really concerned. And meanwhile, my marriage has been fixed. They fixed my marriage. It's fixed in February. If you actually want to see, it's fixed in Mercury, Jupiter, Antardasha. Okay? In Magh Masam. So my marriage has been fixed in Mercury, Jupiter, Antardasha. Of course, he won't tell you Mercury, Jupiter, Antardasha. He will tell you the date. And if you check, it is Mercury, Jupiter, Antardasha. So his marriage has been fixed because of your sage advice. Now, he's out of job and he's on H1. He wants to get his wife. It's possible, basically, he wants to get his wife along with him. And in order to do that, he needs a job. He needs to have a H1. So he needs to find a job and also get his H1 done before he goes for marriage in the middle of February. This is going to happen. What is my situation now? What should I do? I don't have a lot of money backed up. I was just basically living with the money that I got. Now I'm getting married and new responsibilities and I'm losing my job. It doesn't look like I'm getting a job. What will you tell him? Will you tell him that he will find a job? Let's go back to the answer. If you go back to 2001, before the year starts, you should be all set, hopefully. So that's what we will see if it is possible. So, he came to you in Moon Mahadasha. In the border of Sun and Moon, he got the news that he is losing job. And later in Moon, basically, is going to be, his last day is going to come. and he doesn't have any leads also relating to a new job. He just sends his resume to everybody, but nobody is calling him, and he is concerned. When will you tell him he will find a job? When will he join a new job? So Moon and Rahu did biting, even Jupiter. But we saw that Jupiter will give him some fortune. He is not a bad planet. Not you, he came to you. Actually he came to me, but now he came to you. Still running, it's until May.
No.
Oh, you are saying when did he come to you? In this period? I don't remember. Before Jupiter left. Before Jupiter he came. Pardon me? Okay. So he came to you before Moon Jupiter. He came to you, let's say, in Moon Saturn. He said, my last day is coming up, no lead so far. What is happening? Should I cancel my marriage or what should I do? When? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Seshu's prediction is, he is confident that he will find a job in Mars Saturn Dasha. Okay. So he doesn't have to cancel his marriage. Okay. So he doesn't have to postpone his marriage, he will get a job in Mars Saturn. So that is Seshu's prediction. Anybody else? Yeah? Mm-hmm. So when did you say, what period? Mars Jupiter you are saying. Okay. Okay, so Mars Jupiter he will get a job. Basically, forget the Antardasha, first predict the Dasha. So you are saying that in Mars Dasha he will find a job. January 12 to February 10. Okay, good. Any other predictions? Okay, somebody said in Moon itself. So you are saying in Moon Jupiter there is a chance that he will get a job. For me? You are already washing your hands of your own prediction. But you are saying Moon Jupiter has some favorability. It's not guaranteed, but there is some chance. But he has to do his job. Yeah. This is what I mean. When I said common sense, you have to look at common sense also. Of course, there are some people who got offers in December.
In December, but water rain. That's why some of the people they don't want to give the right.
Yes.
They will give the. But then they will not. You may not join, but they will at least sell it. Like you can get an offer in December.
Okay.
That possibility can even have.
Okay. Let's debate on astrology. Let's not debate on the astrological factors. Okay. So, Moon Jupiter is favorable, but immediately after that Moon Rahu is coming. Actually, given that he is going to be tense about his career during this year, what is the peak period of tension? In Moon Dasha, what is the Antardasha that will bring the maximum tension? Rahu. Rahu should bring the maximum tension, right? So, you see, he was supposed to let go on, I forget the date, but in the first week of December, basically, in Moon Saturn. But in Moon Jupiter, basically, it was extended. Something needed to be done. So they said we will extend it by a week. So basically, in Moon Jupiter, he continued to work. That's the only relief Jupiter gave. He did not really give a new job. But his last day was postponed. And after the last day happened, he started being at home. And then he started worrying. So Moon Rahu brought the maximum tension because nobody was calling him. His last day was over, he was at home, and he was paying bills, and nobody even giving him a call. Nobody even returning his call. Nobody responding to the resume. So, this is another lesson. The lesson is, even if you find that a particular Antardasha is good, if a terrible Antardasha was coming after it, it's unlikely that you would have found a job. Because the terrible Antardasha has to give a terrible result. If you found a job, then that wouldn't happen. So here, Moon Rahu brought the maximum tension. He was very, very anxious, very worried about his career. What's happening? He is usually very confident, very reserved kind of person, but he was very worried during that time. What is going on? I have to find a job, get my H1, then get married and get my wife. What is going to happen? So he came to you towards the end of Moon Rahu. Okay? He first came to you before, you gave him some hope, but he came to you at the end of Moon Rahu. At that time he is very, very tense. He is very nervous. What will you tell him now? Okay. That's basically the holiday. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. How are Moon Sun and Moon? Can they give him a good news? Moon Sun and Moon. Yeah. Yeah. Sun is the 11 Lord. So he is in the 12th house. He is basically the 9th Lord. He is with NA right now. So. Okay, but basically he is the 9th Lord, but he is in Manakarka Sthana. So can there be good fortune during that time, or how is Moon? Sun is in Manakarka Sthana, but Moon, he is in Lagna. Any planet in Lagna can give a new beginning. And he is in friendly house. And he is in A4. What is A4? Relief. Comfort, of course, but here, given the situation, a better word is relief. A4 shows a tangible relief. And who is the Karaka for relief? For happiness, peace, etc. Who is the Karaka? Moon himself is Karaka. So the Karaka for 4th house is in A4. And that too in Lagna. So, only problem is that Moon is also 8th Lord and Rahu is with Moon provoking him to give the 8th house results even more. Otherwise, being in Lagna in friendly house, in Jupiter's house, in A4, will Moon tend to give a new beginning and also some relief. So, when Moon comes,
Same combination here will also come out.
yes,
So,
yes, same combination. Being the 8th Lord, Moon is the 8th Lord being provoked by Rahu in Lagna. So he gave a job, a lot of jobs. But is Moon only negative, or is there something positive about that Moon also? Gajageshwar Yoga, in A4, in Lagna, friendly house. So, can Moon give the negative and positive results in his Dasha itself?
Yes.
So, given that Moon Rahu was the peak of his tension, when Moon Dasha was leaving, in the last Antardasha of Moon, is there a chance that Moon will get him set? When Moon is just himself, without any other influences, can he undo the damage that he did and then leave? Is it possible? Can you tell him if he came to you in Moon Rahu, can you tell him, will you first of all tell him that yes, suddenly you will get a good car and you will get a new job in Moon Venus or Moon Sun? You can't really say that. Those don't show any promise. But moon himself is in Lagna. So can you say that there is some chance in moon of suddenly getting a call? Can you say that? Will you suggest any puja for that? From this or from the natal chart? Which is better? Okay, from the natal chart. Who will you suggest? Who is the planet in the natal chart who is good for his career, who is important for his career? For me? Moon? Yeah, moon. Moon is the 10th lord, okay? Very good. Okay. For moon you are saying Shiva?
Or
Lord Krishna, okay. Any other thought? Who can he pray to for job? Basically he came to you around Christmas time. He is very, very nervous. He is very worried. You tell him things, you told him earlier that things will be fine, but he doesn't see, they say light at the end of the tunnel. He doesn't see any light at the end of the tunnel. He doesn't even see tunnel. Basically it's all dark for him. He is really worried. For me? But what should he do about it? That's the bottom line. For me? Somehow strengthen the moon, okay? Pray to Krishna. What else? In the Dashamsha, here basically I am telling you my thinking, what I told him. In the Dashamsha, A10 and Lagna are in Taurus. Venus is the lord of that. He is in 11. So A10 is important for actually having a tangible job. You can do a lot of work, but to have a job that you go to every day as a senior software engineer or principal software engineer, that is A10. So Venus is the lord of A10. He is the Lagna lord also. So being the Lagna lord, he is the foundation for his career, Venus. And if you look at Rashi chart, Venus is the A10 lord. A10 shows, again, A10 is the tangible work that you do in the society. So he is the A10 and A5 lord. So being the lord of A10 in both Rashi and Dashamsha, being the Dashamsha Lagna lord, I shortlisted, forget all the Namah Shivaya mantras, all those things. I shortlisted Venus as the key planet for his career. If Venus is good, if Venus shows blessings to him, his career will flourish. So that's my conclusion. So I told him to read Lakshmi Ashtottram. Lakshmi Ashtottram, basically 108 names of Lakshmi. It's basically a puja that I do every Friday for 108 times. So I have an attachment to that puja. So if at all it is applicable in a chart, I tend to suggest that. Because in general, if you do a particular puja, or if you have some level of siddhi in a particular mantra, and you recommend that mantra to somebody, it will be more effective. If you don't know any Shiva mantras and if you suggest Shiva mantra, it will be less effective. On the other hand, if you know a particular Devi mantra, and if you recommend that mantra to somebody, if you yourself have done some sadhana of that mantra, it will be more effective for that person. You will get some part of your own puja balam, your own spiritual power. So typically you should try to focus on the mantras that you yourself have done some practice of. So that is why I tend to recommend Lakshmi Ashtotram if at all it is applicable. So I told him to read Lakshmi Ashtotram. Though this person is from a Telugu Brahmin family, he never read something so long. 108 names is basically too long for him. It took him 15 minutes. It normally takes a minute if you know it. Just to read it quickly. It took him 15 minutes, but he started doing it. He started doing that particular prayer every day from the time he met me and got that. Okay. Now actually, yes, very good point. You can tell him to fast on Friday. Why? Why? No, question level. Yes, in the Rashi chart, A10 Lord is Venus. Just like UL Lord day you fast for marriage, similarly A10 Lord the day you can fast so that your career is good. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Both the days the guy will start. And he finally gets an interview call. He should have some energy so that he can speak in the interview. Yeah. I have no real view. But if somebody is really concerned about the career, I would rather go with A-type. If he is concerned about the family life, wife, children, etc., then I will recommend B1.
Not in the overall portion of the whole life. I would like to suggest that I would also recommend A10. But in this case, both subjects.
So in this case, doesn't matter. So, yeah, the thing is, he is also concerned about his marriage. Basically, marriage should go as planned without any hiccups. And if you look at let's not go back, but from what you remember, did it look very likely that in Mercury Dasha he will get married? Now you know. Earlier you said that period has a good chance after February 10th. Now he came and gave you the day also. This is the day they decided for my marriage. They distributed all the cards. And that happens to be Mercury Jupiter under Dasha. If you remember, Mercury was the 7th Lord and Jupiter was Lagna and UL Lord with Mars. It exalted Mars, the Aura Lord. So the day they picked is a good Dasha and Antardasha. So is there a chance that something will happen and the marriage has to be postponed? Or will things work out? Because if he doesn't have a H1 before he leaves, he can get in trouble also. Forget getting his own wife. Himself coming back will be a problem. So he needs his H1 papers before that. So, is there a chance that he will find a job in Moon and then join the job in Mars? Can he join a new job in Mars? Let's say Moon gives the offer. Because like we said, Moon is in Lagna, new beginning. Is Mars Dasha favorable? Because when you say this is the period when you will get an offer, you have to make sure that the next Dasha is favorable for joining the job. Otherwise, even if the previous Dasha seems favorable for getting a job, maybe your analysis is wrong. You see what I am saying? Always don't look at one point. Look at several points, then you can connect the dots. Just like we judged the Moon Rahu under Dasha. Remember, we said Moon Jupiter was good, but immediately after that Moon Rahu was coming. And Moon Rahu brings maximum tension. So we said Moon Jupiter is not giving the job. Like that, you have to always look into the future. So Mars Dasha, can it give a new job? Can he go back to service? He was out of job. Can he go back to service in that period and be very happy and very relaxed? How is Mars Dasha? In the Rashi chart, he is in 10th house. In Dashansha, he is 5th Lord in 6th house. Is 5th Lord in 6th house good or bad? Good. So being the 5th Lord, he is a functional benefit in this Dashansha chart. And he is in the 6th house. 6th house is the house of service. So, and also for Mars, a malefic being in 6th house is good. If a malefic is in 6th house, he shows overcoming all the obstacles. Victory. And from Arudha Lagna, where is Mars? 3rd house. If Mars is in 3rd from Arudha, is he down or is he happy? He takes a lot of initiative, he works hard, he overcomes all the obstacles, he feels victorious, all those things are possible. So, in the Mars Dasha, can he go back to work? Yes. As soon as Mars Dasha started, he went back to work. Actually, in Mars Mercury, he went back to work. Mars Dasha Mercury entered the Dasha. That's when he went back to work. Before getting his visa. He got an offer, he started working before he got his actual visa problem. Okay. So, overall you guys did well. Overall, this is a case where you know what happened, so you can immediately verify whatever you thought. And I was helping just a little bit. You guys were wandering here and then. There are a lot of factors. The main challenge in astrology is it's not crystal clear. It's not like you do x square plus y cube divided by 7 whole square minus 3 and then you get the answer. It's not like that. It's like you list out all the positives, list out all the negatives. You balance them and then you find out, okay, this is more likely than this. So that is the problem in astrology. It's not a deterministic science. It's a probabilistic science. It's a fuzzy science. So because of it, you have to always balance the positives and negatives. And that's where some intuition is needed, some spiritual strength is needed, and moreover, some practice is needed. So you guys have to practice a little more. But you guys have overall done well. If you don't get stuck, sometimes it is possible to make a wrong conclusion and then go off on a tangent. So you have to basically stay focused And whenever you feel your intuition tells you that you are straying off, you should take a step back and again look at all the factors inside each other. That comes with practice. That is why I keep telling you, you have to practice a lot in order to become good astrologers. You have to practice a lot, and you will do some more practice in the coming classes. But today you have done well. Now let us say this guy. So actually, what happened was he did get a suddenly out of nothing. I think on January 6th or 7th, somebody called him. Somebody said there are openings in our company. Are you interested? He went there, and then he went for a couple of interviews in that moon interview. Nothing happened. Only in moon he got and he was doing Lakshmi Ashtotam every day from the time he came to me. And during moon basically he suddenly got a call. He got 2 interviews. He got an offer, and he accepted the offer. They started his H1, which was his main concern. And then he started working, and then he went for his marriage. And by that time, he also got his visa papers. So when he went to India, his wife applied for H4 visa, and as soon as marriage was over, and along with him, his wife also came back. He basically came back with his wife without any problems. And then he continued in that job for a long time. Until then, a lot of instability. He was doing a lot of contracts, different jobs. But in that particular job, he stayed almost till last year, 2005, basically till the end of Sandasha. So for the remaining Sandasha, he stayed in that particular job for 3 years. More than 3 years he stayed in one job. But that job required a lot of travel. So A3, sun was in A3 in that one house. So he traveled a lot in that particular dasha. And then let us say he is bored with that job. He joined that job because he had no other choice at that time. And then once he got married, he doesn't want a lot of instability again. So he wanted a stable job. But he got tired. He didn't like the company, he didn't like the work, and he didn't like the travel. So let's say he came to you in 2005 April or May. April, let's say. April. In 2005 April he came to you. And he asked you, I'm thinking of a job change. Is it a good period for me to change job? Should I change job or not? Of course, I already gave you the answer. But look at the chart. Look at the dasha, natal dasha as well as Siddhi Pravesh. And quickly tell if there is a chance of job change. And whether it will be good. So, in 2005 July, he is starting moon dasha. Sun is going to end. And during Sun dasha, even though he had a stable job, he travelled a lot and he was not very happy. He wasn't very happy with the overall company, the way the company was going. And he felt that the company did not have a lot of direction. They were just doing the same thing over and over again. He was really bored. So, moon dasha came. Is moon dasha a good dasha for him? Is moon dasha, moon antardasha good for him? Especially if he is thinking of a job change. Is there a chance of job change in moon dasha? He wants the 3rd house, he is in Balakasthana, but he is in the 9th house of fortune. Can there be job change? There is some chance. Now look at the annual chart. 2005. How is the year? No, Hora Lord. The Hora Lord, the chart is cast on February 5, 2005, 16:33:1, that is 4:33:1 p.m. Indian Standard Time. The Hora Lord is Mars. The ruler of the year is Mars. Okay. So he came to you, let's say, in Saturn Dasha. In Saturn Dasha, he is not happy. He came to you in the middle of Saturn Dasha. He is not happy. He is being frustrated at the workplace for a long time, but particularly for the last few weeks. And he wants to know, should I look for a job change? What will you tell him? Who can give him a job change? Which dasha is capable of giving a job change in this particular year? Can Jupiter give a job change? Why? He is the Lagna Lord in 11th house with 6th Lord and 9th Lord. He is actually having several yogas. Can such a planet give a job change in the job, leaving the current job and going for a different job? Moon also? Okay. Okay, so let's say Jupiter Dasha is a candidate. How is Rahu Dasha? Rahu is eclipsing he is the 12th Lord, eclipsing the 6th Lord. So he can show some tension with the work, not happy. But can he give a job change? Actually, that's true. But is there a chance of job change in this year at all actually? Is there any instability relating to career in this year? Any change? If he was in a particular job for 3.5 years and if he is changing, it should be seen here. Venus, what about Venus? He is in A6, he is in the 10th house. What houses does he want? He is a functional malefic. 3rd and 8th Lord in the 10th house. If 8th Lord is in 10th house, in a particular year's annual chart, can there be a job change in that year? Yes. If 8th Lord is in 10th or 10th Lord is in 8th, that particular planet can give a change of job. So you can say that he wants to know whether there is a job change or not. There is a chance of job change, but it is probably going to be Venus Dasha, not Jupiter, Rahu or Saturn. Actually Saturn is very bad because Saturn is in Manakarka Sthana in Lagna. Lagna Shani gives depression. So if in the Saturn Dasha there can be some sadness, some unhappiness, etc. Jupiter is good. There will be some recognition for his work. Things will be fine in Jupiter, tempting him to stay back. But in Rahu again there may be a lot of politics, lot of tension, lot of unhappiness, etc. But in Venus there is a chance of job change. So you can tell him, so start looking for it now, but probably it's going to be after August 16th. Okay? Now, he wants to know if he is going, if the time is right to have children. He got married in 2002. Remember, you guided him with his marriage, and now he wants to know if the time is right for children. They don't have any children until now. He came to you. Can I get children this year? Should I plan for children? What will you tell me? For me? Okay, look at D7. Is there a chance of children? When? Mars is the Hora Lord, he is in Lagna exaltation. Okay. Now, for me? Yeah, Mars owns 4th house. Yeah. Is there a chance of childbirth in this year? You see childbirth in this year. Fifth Lord of Rashi, Mars, is in Lagna, exaltation in D7, and he is the ruler of the year. So, something relating to children is possible. Very good. Okay. Anything else? Which dasha is favorable? Mars dasha, of course. What other dashas are there? If you look at the Saptamsha, are there any other dashas that stand out that are favorable for giving childbirth or use of children? What are the houses for childbirth? For me? 5th, yes. Yeah, first child 5th. So if you look backwards, yeah, 5th Lord is in 10th house. It's not really favorable. You don't really expect child to be born this year. Let's say some news of child that brings happiness. When is it possible? Yeah. you don't look that from A5. Let's not use A5 for that. That's true, but we have never done it. But in Saptamsha, what exactly Arudha means, we don't really have a good idea. So let us leave it. In Saptamsha, we just take the 5th house, 7th house, 9th house and take the Lord and then take that as a reference. Okay? Now, we are not even looking at the first child. First child is not yet born. He came to us at the end of April. So, even if there is conception later, still the childbirth is not going to happen this year. So as far as childbirth etc. is concerned, we have to look at the next year. But we are seeing, because the 5th lot of Rashi chart is in exaltation in the Lagna in Saptamsha, there is a chance of something happening related to children. So maybe there will be conception in the year. So we are seeing what are the dashas that are favorable. Mars is favorable. How is Venus? The same dasha in which job change is possible. How is Venus in the Saptamsha? He is the 5th lord in the 9th house. He is debilitated. Yes, absolutely. He is debilitated. Okay. So 5th lord in the 9th house. Can he give some? Is the 5th lord a good planet? He is Yogaraka, 5th and 10th lord. Yogaraka, and he is in 9th house. 9th house is the house of fortune. If the 5th lord is in 9th house, even if he is debilitated, can he show some positive news relating to children? Can there be some good news relating to children? Yes. Father, go to the natal chart. Yeah. No, natal chart only. Your second child is a boy, but in case the second child is born in 98, it's a girl. But if he's born in 99, it's a boy. It doesn't work that way. Okay, actually natal chart. Boy or girl? First child. Should you count? How should you count? Pardon me? Count forward. Why? Aquarius is hard because of that? Why? Because Aquarius is hard, we count forward. Okay. So what happens to Ketu there? Pardon me? Okay. See, first look at the Saptamsha Lagna, ascendant, okay? If it is odd, to see the first child, we count the 5th house from then forward. Aquarius is odd, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Gemini shows the first child. You see where the lord of the sign is here. You go to that sign, Ketukan, and from that you conclude whether it's a boy or girl. How do you do that? First of all, you see who are the other planets with that planet. Male planets, Sun, Mars, Jupiter. They show Sun, Mars, Jupiter, and Rahu. They show boy. Ketu, Venus, Moon, they show girl. Saturn and Mercury are eunuchs, but they are more girl. So you look at the nature of the planet that is with the Lord. Here Lord is Mercury, because Gemini is the house that shows the child. The Lord is Mercury. So we take Mercury as Lagna and see other planets. So Moon shows a girl. The second factor is, see the sign. If they are in odd sign, it's a boy. If they are in even sign, it's a girl. Mercury is here in a even sign. So both the ways, based on the planet and based on the sign, both the ways it is a girl. Right? So you can say it's a girl. Other modifiers are, if there is a parivartana, there is an exchange. We will do detail later. But these are the basic rules, and then there are some exceptions. And the other thing is, if Rahu Ketu influence comes on Lagna, we count backwards. Or we reverse it. If it is odd, normally we count forward, but here we count reverse. If it is even, if Lagna was even, let's say Pisces, to see the first child, we would have counted backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Scorpio would have shown the first child. But if Lagna is Pisces and Ketu is in it, you will count forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You will go to Cancer. Is everybody clear? Lagna odd, count forward. Lagna even, count backward. But if Ketu or Rahu are in Lagna, reverse the indication. If we would have otherwise done forward, we would do backward. If we would have otherwise done backward, we would do forward. So that is the rule. So here, because of Ketu, it's also a Rahu owned sign. Rahu owned sign, Ketu is in it. So sometimes it's tough to decide whether to give strength to Ketu and go backward or not. But here it's a Rahu sign also. So Ketu is quite strong. Ketu is here. So we go backward. So the fifth house is 1, Aquarius 1, Capricorn 2, Sagittarius 3, Scorpio 4, Libra 5. So Libra is the fifth house. Venus is the Lord. Venus. So what? So what do we do here? Yeah? Yeah, Venus is alone, so no other planet. So the house is Taurus. Taurus is a girl. So the first child we will expect to be a girl. Okay. And when is that possible? Let's look at the next year. Is there a chance in the 2006 year? Is there a chance of a childbirth this year? Pardon me? Who is the ruler of the year? No, we went to 2006 year. We will go back to 2005 again. In 2006, if there is a childbirth chance in 2006, when is it? Basically, I am telling you, you can look at the Vimshotirdacha and figure out the year, or you look at the annual Tithi chart for 2-3 years and figure out this year has a strong chance. But as a practical, common sense point, he is thinking of getting a child. He is asking you, is the time right to get a child? And he came to you in, let's say, April. So if he basically plans in the next few months, probably if the conception happens in the next 4 or 5 months, he is going to be early 2006. All you have to do is there a good chance then? If there are any weaknesses in the natal chart or if the annual chart doesn't show it, then you have to think seriously. But in most cases, when people want to get married, within the next year or two they will get married. When people are seriously thinking of a job change, and if they have a good resume, in the next few months they will have a job change. So, I mean, this is not always true, but practically you can use your common sense and focus on a particular period and use astrology to confirm. So you can use common sense to make a prediction and then astrology to confirm it. That works many times. So here, let us look at how the 2006 year is, because we got serious in the middle of 2005. Maybe 2006 is a good possibility. So let us look at it. Who is the ruler of the year? Saturn is the ruler of the year. Okay, we will keep that in mind. Where is Putra Sahamam? Putra Sahamam. It is in Pisces. Who owns it? Jupiter. So there is a link between Putra Sahamam and Putra Karaka. Okay? Now, secondly, look at Saptamsha. If at all first child is born this year, which sign shows it? Where do you see it from? Each year you can see each child. So, just like we did in the natal chart, Cancer is Lagna here, it is an even sign, so we count backward to see the first child, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We end up in Pisces. So Pisces is the sign that shows child. And who is occupying Pisces? Jupiter. So Jupiter in Pisces will show the first child. So is the Lagna strong? For the first child to be born, the Lagna has to be strong during that year. Is Lagna strong? Yes. And Putra Sahamam, Lord of the Rashi chart, is in that sign. So is there a chance of childbirth during this year? There is definitely some chance. Now, which dasha is a good possibility? If there is a childbirth during the year, what is a strong dasha? Jupiter is a strong possibility. If not Jupiter, we can look at other factors. But so far, Jupiter really stands out. He is in the Lagna of the first child. So when? April 26 till June 27. So we basically expect in May-June time frame. So if childbirth is going to occur in May-June time frame, when will the news come? When will the conception come? If it is May, conception has to be in August-September. For May-June, it has to be August-September. So if you go back to the previous year, Is there some chance of conception and news of a child during that period? What is the dasha running in May, June time? August, September time frame in 2005? Venus. So for Jupiter dasha in 2006 to give a child, Venus dasha in 2005 has to give the news, give the conception as well as news. Is it possible? Venus is in the Saptamsha, the fifth lord, Yogakaraka, in the ninth house. So he can give some fortunate, some good happy news. For me? Yes. In the natal D7, Venus is the planet showing the child. So we can tell him that when he came to us for consultation, we can tell him, well, you are likely to get a job. You are likely to have a job change in August to October. Go for it, shoot for it. And also around the time frame, around the same time frame, there can be conception, there can be a childbirth. So try in that period, August, September time period, try for a child. And there is a strong chance of a childbirth during next May. So the update is actually, that's what I told him, and they indeed had a conception in August. They got the news in, I think, early October it was confirmed that she was pregnant, his wife was pregnant. The only thing is, the ultrasound scan shows that the child is a girl, not a girl, child is a boy. Based on, now if we don't look at Ketu exception, if we just use normal counting, Mercury is the first child, Mercury was the first child, he is with Moon in Capricorn, and Venus is in Taurus. Either way, it has to be a girl. So our astrology basically went wrong on that. Pardon me? He did his job in, I think, September. August 10, I think he got the offer. In September he joined. So in Venus Dasha he did switch the job, so that also came true. We don't know. I don't know. The rules that I know are wrong. And there isn't any exception also. I know that there is a Parivartana between Sun and Jupiter, but as far as I know, that shouldn't change anything. If there is a Parivartana involving Lagna, then there can be all the success of all the children that you get have to be reversed. Here there is a Parivartana involving the 7th house instead of Lagna. I don't know if you, because the 7th house is stronger, maybe you have to do. There must be a lot of exceptions, lot of sophisticated rules that we don't really know. Basically, timing the birth is easier, but looking at the sex, predicting the sex of a child, there are some thumb rules, but they are not 100% right. I know a lot of examples where they are wrong. I know a lot of examples where they are right, but the thing is they are right only 80% of the time, not 100% of the time. So there are still some missing links that we have to discover. So we are wrong, and of course, it can change also, but if they say it's a boy, it's unlikely to turn out to be a girl. If they say it's a girl in the ultrasound scan, there are cases where it actually turns out to be a boy. But the other way, the probability is very low. So it's most likely confirmed that it's a boy. So we are wrong. So something is missing here. Okay. So on that negative note, I will end the class for today. So how many ever predictions you make correctly, you have to always realize that there is something missing. There are some missing things. Hopefully, if we keep working on it, we will find some more missing links so that the next generation is placed better than we are. Okay? With that, I will end for today. We will do some more examples in the next class. And actually, next class, is there a next class? February. Yeah, there will be a next class, and after that, I'll be on a vacation in India. I'll be going back to India after a long time. If you guys actually want, you can still meet. Actually, Narayan will also be coming with me. We are both going together. And we'll be spending a week in Chennai. There is a Satagandhi Homam. Swami Sadasivam, who did Chandi Homam at our house, he is organizing a Satagandhi Homam in Chennai. Basically 100 Chandi Homas. Basically, it's a very auspicious event. So we'll be spending a week traveling various temples with him and also spending a week in the Satagandhi Homam. So for these things, Narayan is also coming. So neither of us will be here. But still, if you guys want to meet and argue about charts, discuss charts that you have come across, so that things are fresh in your mind, you are most welcome to do that. You guys can discuss it at the end of this class or at the end of this class. So next class will be the last class for a month and a half. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.